Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jonah. This is Jonah OMG. Today I'll be reviewing Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 10. Friendship is a mother. Let's go ahead and get right on into the review. So we start this episode off with Karen. She's with her daughter Raven. They're going to get matching tattoos. She decided to get the letter G to commemorate her mother, whose name was Georgia. And I've actually been thinking about getting another tattoo myself, but I am just so indecisive, y'all. I just don't know what I want to get. So Karen goes, so as she getting the tattoo, y'all, she's like, oh my goodness, this feels like childbirth. Y'all, the tattoo is like, yay big. Literally, yay big. And she talking about it feel like childbirth. I'm like, Karen is so dramatic. I love her. So we move on to Candace and her mom. Candace plans on throwing a Mother's Day event, which I think is a cute idea. She said she does not plan on inviting Giselle at all. She was like, Giselle can just stay at home, child. She's still on the fence about whether she wants to invite Robyn. I feel like at this point, I feel like she really wanted to invite Robyn, but she's like, she doesn't know how it's going to look. I think she just don't think it's a good look with all the other ladies because she's been kind of like rah, Robyn at this point. So, but I think she want her to come. But honestly, I was thinking at this point, even if she does invite Robyn, I don't think Robyn will go. So we move on to Wendy. She is meeting up with some potential producers. I think maybe in the first episode, she wanted to start a talk show, the Dr. Wendy show. And I don't know. I don't really know what she wanted to talk about. She talked a little bit about it, but she was so all over the place. Like, I just don't think Wendy is as personable as she wants to be. I just can't see her hosting a talk show. Like, I get the political commentary. I see how that could work for her. She needs to keep that up. But, like, I don't know. She wanted to talk about giving advice. And she said something about, talking about imposter syndrome and then talk about other stuff. I don't know what's the overarching theme of the show. I am not sure, but I really don't think Wendy is personable enough to have a talk show, to be honest. She was like, she wanted to discuss hard-hitting topics, but make it funny. But I'm like, Wendy, I'm sorry, sis, but you're like not funny. Like, you're just not that funny. I don't think it's gonna read well. Like, who is her audience? Like, I don't know. I really want her to talk more about this talk show because I need to flesh it out in my mind how it's gonna work for her. And I'm not even trying to be shady. Like, she's not funny. So move on to NECA. She's with her sister. They're going furniture shopping. I'm gonna just zip through this. Nothing really happened. She's trying to furnish her new place. Her sister does live in the DMV, but was it just me, y'all, or her sister? They look like twins, y'all. They look just alike. I was like, wait a minute. They're not twins. I think that's her older sister, but I'm sure we may see more of her because she's in the DMV area now that, NECA is a official housewife. So Karen and Giselle are meeting up with their daughters. Giselle's daughter, Grace, is going off to college soon. She says she is going to a school in Florida, and I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if she's meeting up, going to FAMU with Heavenly's daughter from Married to Medicine. She's gonna go to college. But I don't even know if the Bravo kids even know each other like that. But the black ones need to know each other, so they should meet at some point. But we don't know where she's going to school. But anyway, so Giselle just wanted Karen's daughter Raven just kind of give Grace some tips and tricks about college. So Grace asked her, like, did you want to come home at all? Raven was like, nah, nope. I want to visit home more as an adult than I did in college. And I can say the same was for me. I recall me and my friend. It was Easter weekend, y'all. I would never forget it. It was Easter. Everybody had went home. I mean, the campus was just empty, and me and my friend decided to stay in the dorm. We didn't even have no car or nothing, and we just stayed in the dorm for the whole weekend. We were bored out of our mind. All the stores were closed. The campus was just deserted. Like, we had to ride our bikes to this gas station down the street to get some noodles and stuff, but we just did not feel like going home. Like, we were just we would stay here. So we move on to Robyn, whom I am so uninterested in at this point. But Robyn, Juan, and their kids, they're going to this stretch zone, getting stretched, because they both of her boys play sports. Juan was getting stretched. I'm like, what is Juan getting stretched for? Like, what are you doing? She asked him how the job search is going. He like, it ain't going. I'm like, oh Lord have mercy. She was like, I want you to be working soon. Like, tick tock on the clock, Juan. But she did end up telling him that she did receive an invite from Candace for the Mother's Day event. So when she was talking to Juan, she decided she wasn't sure yet if she was gonna go, but we learned later that she declined the offer. She wants her and Candace to be in a better space, like have an actual one-on-one before she came to an event of hers, which I can understand and respect. So we arrive at the Mother's Day event. Y'all, the event space looked amazing to me. I mean, kudos to the decor team. Like, sunshine and flowers will always go a long way in my book, but I thought it was really nice. They had like a little perfume station. Of course, they had the bar. They had a lady like painting portraits. I mean, a violinist. It was just really nice setup. Like, kudos to the decor team. Whoever the event stylist was, they really did a nice job. So Karen was the first to arrive. Her daughter wasn't able to make it. She had to go back to New York for work, so Karen was alone. But you know, of course, she was still thinking about her mom. So Sharice made her arrival to the event. So she was talking to Mia over to the side, and she was telling Mia that she seen Jackie, you remember Mia's ex-friend, at another event they have, and Jackie was so emotional when Sharice was asking her about Mia. But then again, she was so emotional, but then when NECA came around, Jackie was like talking ish about Mia to NECA. NECA was like, it was going on for like 2 hours of Jackie talking ish about Mia. And I'm like, girl, I get it, you know, you super emotional on one hand, but you're mad at me on the other hand. So I guess, you know, emotions kind of do that to you. So I wonder if we're gonna see Jackie anymore on this season, or just anymore on the series in general. So Sharice probes Ashley about the divorce child, and it turns out it's Ashley the one who doesn't want to sign the papers. But I was wondering, I was like, does that mean that Michael has signed the papers? Because if he has, girl, you better get to signing. But let me get her opinion so she can sign them right now. But I know why Ashley is hesitant on signing the papers. Like, girl, she's reflecting. She's like, do I really want to miss out on this money that I'm getting from this man? Because right now, Ashley's only source of income is the show. And I think she gets some money from TikTok because she's always doing dances and stuff. But what else does Ashley have going on? She like, let me think. Like, is this a smart money move for me to divorce Michael right now? And I don't think she gets spousal support. I know she'll get some child support, but I don't think she's going to get spousal support. So, better rethink it, Ashley. So, they finally make it. Candace and Robyn finally make it to a sit-down, one-on-one. Candace says she has hope for her friendship with Robyn. She feels like all she did, even in the public and on Twitter and stuff, was stated her opinion about she felt like Robyn was covering up the one situation by honing in on Giselle's allegations to Chris. Candace doesn't think it's that deep. She feels like Robyn should get over it. Of course, that's not what Robyn thinks, but that's what Candace said. That is her stance. So Robyn just said, like, you know, all last season, she didn't want to throw one under the bus. Like, they had already moved past that situation. She wasn't going to bring it up to make him look bad. But that was so weird that she said that, because I'm like, you ended up bringing it up anyway. You just did it on your podcast instead of on the show. So that was weird, because you like, I didn't want to throw him under the bus. You threw him under the bus anyway because you did it on the podcast. I don't know about y'all, but I knew nothing about these one allegations until I heard it on Robyn's podcast. So it seemed like you were just trying to get people to subscribe or listen to the podcast when you should have been trying to get your ratings for the show, because Potomac ratings ain't really been like that anyway. But nevertheless, so Candace was saying, like, girl, no, we're on a show to talk about our lives, and like, you left out some stuff about your life, and she chose to keep it to yourself. Which for me, that would have been fine if Robyn did that had she not said it on the podcast. It would have been fine. If she didn't say nothing on the podcast and didn't say anything on the show about Juan's allegations, all right, fine. But the fact that you said it on the podcast and not on the show, did make it kind of weird. And you saying you don't want to throw him under the bus doesn't really hold much weight. So Candace feels like Robyn knew what Giselle was going to do when she made those allegations about Chris. But they did show clips where on last season, Robyn was in defense of Chris. She was saying, you know, it didn't make any sense that Giselle was saying this now. It didn't make any sense because Chris didn't touch her inappropriately, didn't say anything to her inappropriately. Like, it didn't make sense. So they did show those clips. So to me, that shows that Robyn wasn't on Giselle's side when it came to those allegations. But Candace feels like she knew that Giselle was going to do that. And how could you even still be friends with somebody else who would go so low? And so that's what Candace's biggest thing is. Like, she basically doesn't want Robyn to be friends with Giselle anymore because she thinks Giselle is the scum of the earth. So she doesn't understand how she could be friends with somebody who's capable of doing such dirt. Okay, get it. Robyn feels like if Candace really believes that Robyn had something to do or knew about what Giselle was going to do to Chris last season, then you shouldn't even want to be friends with her. That's what she said. She was like, you shouldn't even want to be friends with me if you feel like I had any part to play in that stuff with Chris last season. We shouldn't be friends. And that was it. That was it. They got her from the table and that was it. That was the resolve. They're not going to be friends. And I guess that's it. I know that's not what Candace wanted. Candace just wanted Robyn to just like forget and forgive. But I don't know. But something, I actually watched What Happens Live with Andy Cohen after Married to Medicine. And Candace was like, there are worse things that have been said about Robyn and Juan and all of that. There are worse things that have been said, but why she's choosing to like hold my feet to the fire and end our friendship forever just because I made, you know, one or two comments is outrageous to her. But I get it. Like, they all talk ish about each other. They all talk ish about each other on Twitter because they're like live tweeting when the show comes on. So, but I don't know. I feel like there's still hope. I feel like there's still hope. They just, I don't know. I don't know what the resolve should be because I don't know. I'm hopeful. But that's it. That was the end of the episode. It was kind of a snooze fest for me. Wasn't a lot going on other than the Candace and Robyn situation. So I really kind of rated a 4. Sorry. I'm gonna give it a 5 because the Mother's Day event looked really nice. I'm gonna give it a 5. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.